FamilySearch's AI called Full Text has moved from the experimental to the regular use in FamilySearch. It has a new filter feature that greatly enhances the searchability of the different records. This video will show you how to use this new full text feature. Okay, welcome to one of my new videos. It's on full text. I'm going to show you a few other things too. I was working on my John Perkins, and I was looking at his Revolutionary War record. And on this page, he talks about his service, and here's service under Captain Joshua somebody, and it's not down here. They try to list the people that got transcribed, and his name didn't get down there. Colonel John Cotton's didn't get put down here. But as we go down, let's see if I can find it. Here's April of 1779. He was on the ship Warren, and Dudley Saltonstall was the commandant. And I started thinking, well, I wonder if I could find Dudley Saltonstall. And sure enough, I did find him. Let's go to here. So you can just go to Family Tree and say find, and this is what comes up. And I typed in Dudley Saltonstall, and I didn't put anything else in there. And this Dudley Saltonstall came up. And there's only two sources for Dudley Saltonstall. So I thought, well, I can at least add that one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. We're going to come over here and we're going to copy the URL. And then we're going to go over here to Dudley Saltonstall, and we're going to say add source, add a new source. And I'll put in 1779. And then I'm going to put the URL, Control V, in there. And then the title, I will put Revolutionary War Pension Application for John Perkins. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. And I'm going to say save. And there it comes up. So now he has three sources. But this full text, I want to show you how this works. So I've got Elizabeth Greaves right here. She'll come up, and I just go to search. It used to have to go to Family Search and go to experiments and find full text. Now we go to search, full text right there. And I'm in quotation marks, Dudley, and it comes up. I put them in before. Make sure you put it inside the quotes. That helps you find that name together, not a Dudley and a Saltonstall. If you don't put the quotations, it's going to come up with every Dudley and every Saltonstall it can find. And we're going to say search. Now, this is one of the improvements. Other improvements, they've got this filter over here. So we've got 1,168 results. So I am not going to change any of the collections. I don't know, we can go through and say Florida wills, I might not want to do that one. But you mark the ones that you do want it to do. I'm just going to leave it, I don't know, let's see. Maybe we should do this. British colonial, let's try this. I didn't do this before. I don't want Canada. Maybe application for pensions. I may have to go back and change this because there's one I want. I don't want this one in 600. It tells you there's 612 Dudley Saltonstalls. Okay. I may come back in because I want to find one for sure that I found last time, but let's just try this. And then for the year, we'll do 1700s. Let's just do that for right now. Well, yeah. And see what happens. Now I have 10. And the one that I really wanted didn't come up, but look at this. These are revolutionary pensions for Dudley Saltonstall. Okay. So let me show you. These are most likely him. This gives you the years down here: 1776, 1777, 1778. Anyways, these different years. Here's the frigate Warren. So this is most likely the right Saltonstall, because my John Perkins was on the ship Warren. So over here is the transcribed, and it gives you these dates: volunteer of Rhode Island from July 1778 to September. Now all of this is not correct. You can come over here to fix it. Actually, you can't change the, oh, they've got an edit. Maybe you can edit now. Edit transcription. Oh, that is new. I have not seen that till now. So now we can go in and you can fix this transcription. But I want to show you right now how to add this record. So I'm going to say, save this record, attach to somebody in the family tree, and there's a 1777, so let's put that date down, 1777. And we have add to source box. Now if there was more than one name here and it wasn't directly related to him, but you wanted to add this, let's see if there's somebody else in here. I don't see any other names right now off the bat. You would want to go ahead and put it in your source box, and then you can attach the other person, the information on them, through the source box. If I have time, I will try to show you how to do that. Let's go to next. And he comes up because I was on his page, but if not, you can go back to the person, copy their ID, and you can put the ID number here and tell it to search. But I'm going to click on him, say next. It gives me all of his family, his parents, his wife, and his children, siblings. Oh, it doesn't have any children for him. So I'm going to say next. And if you wanted to add a reason why, other than it gives that at the beginning, it gives that information. But I might want to say something here that was in here. You could add information there. And I'm going to say attach this to the tree. Now let's go to Dudley and refresh. And there it is. So this is what I was saying. This is what the title of it was given there. So I didn't really need to put the other, because you can see it's a military pension record. So I could go through and let's get rid of this, and I could do each one of these pension records to add to him. But I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to take all, all of these off. Oh. I was working on this before, and right in the middle of it, my husband's phone went off and he started talking to his friend, so I started over again. Oh, I think this might be it. Okay, Ontario, New York. Let's see if this is it. This might be it. Now, usually they have it highlighted, but sometimes they don't. And so what you can do is go Control F, and I put in Dudley. And look, there's Dudley Saltonstall, person who appeared in Ontario, Dudley Saltonstall. Okay, so why it didn't highlight it, why it does sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, but that helps you to find it. Let's see if this is the one I wanted. I don't think so. 1779. I don't see dates. Wonder if it's the page before. So we can try the page before. On before I found, let me see, Control F. Okay, you have to type it again. Okay, it did not come up on this page. So I don't think this is it. I really wanted to show how to do it because it was his father's will. So let me get rid of this. That has $17.99. $17.99. Actually, let's see, when did his father die? Sorry about this. I thought I should have just done it the way I did it before. Okay, his father died in 1796. And where did he die? Oh, West Indies. Oh, I think it was in Connecticut is where the the will was. So we've got all of those collections. Let me say apply again and see what comes up. Okay, Ontario. 7117. Oh, here it is right here, because I saw it before, 1797. Wait, I found it, yay. Okay, so, again, there's administrator, Dudley Saltonstall. So if I did Control F, and it shows me he's the administrator of the New London, deceased $1,666. Okay, and there's Francis. His mother's name is Francis. So this is his father's estate. So this is what I wanted to show you. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to save this attached to the person, and it already has the probate packet, and it's in Connecticut, and it was 1797. And I'm going to say next, and I can click on Dudley's right there, next, and it was his father's estate, and his mother is also mentioned. So I'm going to click that, even though, let's see, 1796, the father outlived the mother. Well, I can't go back, 1797. I'm going to put it on there. I'll go back and check. If I need to take it off of her name, I will, but I think that's who was mentioned in this record. And then we just say next, and attached record. Now it's attaching it to all three of them. So if we go back here to Dudley, go back to his sources, we now have this probate record right here that we've attached. And then let's go back to his details. And I want to just show you that right here, if we go to his father, 11 sources, and one of those 1797, there it is right there. I just attached that one. It attached it his name. That's what I wanted to show you, is how you can attach it to multiple people in the family if they're on the record. Okay, I am going to stop here for a minute and I will come back. I just need to kind of collect my thoughts and see what else I need to show you, and maybe see that if I can find that John Cotton and maybe add to him. But you can see that there's a lot more records for me to go through here. And so I may want to take off this New York. Okay, so place, if I did this, okay, so here I might want to do 30, I might want to do Connecticut. I don't want to do that. Maybe Connecticut and Massachusetts, possibly. There's a lot in New York, but I don't want to see that. Pennsylvania, So if I applied that, that's really going to reduce. That's where I had, that came up first. So I have 44 records to go through. And so I will have to check each one of those and see if they fit the Dudley Saltonstall that is in there. How much effort I want to put into this, I actually looked up, let me go here, to view relationship. And lo and behold, I am related to him. He's my 5th cousin 7 times removed. So if you look at this, you count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 times removed, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times down. I think that's how it is. He's my 5th cousin down, because these are brothers. This is 1st cousin, 2nd cousin, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. All right, I will come back. Okay, I know I said I was done, but I was attaching some of these records of Dudley Saltonstall, and I just wanted to share this, what I just found on that full text. It tells that Dudley Saltonstall, Esquire, commander of the private armed brigadier Minerva, laying at the New London. This was the letter that sent the Minerva to sea, and was during the cruise of that followed that she captured the Hannah. Well, Hannah was, I think, another ship. The merchants of London and the royalists doing business in New York had long been exasperated by their loss of property, and the latter now clamored so loudly for relief that it was determined to punish the place causing the trouble. And the New London had been a thorn in the side of the British from the commencement of the hostilities, as the items given, a few only of the many that the 7-year struggle accumulated show. The attack of Arnold, the burning of the town, the tragedy of Fort Griswold, coming so closely after the capture of Hannah, and the consequent outcry seemed to show a connection between the events. The fact that the expedition destroyed the town and immediately evacuated it goes to disprove the assumption that Arnold's division was made to draw Washington from Cornwallis and Yorktown. For had it been so intended, a longer stay in the captured place was needed. The same post that told of the burning of the New London carried the news of the retreat of the enemy, and took from the expedition any importance other than that of reprisal. And this is perhaps the most logical deduction, and the one that is most in accord with the course of events. It goes on. Anyways, I just thought this is really neat. It gives a history of Dudley Saltonstall with capturing this ship, the Hannah. You just never know what you're going to find in these records, but sometimes, to me, this is a gem, one of those wonderful things to not just get, like amount that they got from a pension, or, little details. This one gives really wonderful details about the Revolutionary War. Anyways, I just thought I would share that. All right, I found something else that I wanted to add to this video. I was working on adding some of these records for Dudley Saltonstall. I have them here. There's Dudley Saltonstall right there. So right here, as I look through this, right here, there's Moore Warren. His should say Moses. Right here is Moses Warren. Moses Warren. I want to correct that. Also, let me find some of the other ones. I wrote them down, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of small. Right here, this should say Francis Saltonstall. I will search for them. It'll be faster. Here's another one. Dudley Sailorstown. I didn't have that one written down. So when I started this video, I noticed that there was this correcting, the little pencil that you can correct. Let's see if summarize the document. Okay, transcript. Click on the word to edit. Okay, so let's go here, and I'm going to click right here, and it says more, and so I go Moses, and I submit it, and it corrects it. Okay, So there's Moses. Now it's correct. Here's Dudley Sally. That's one of them. And that should say Saltonstall. Okay. So here's Salt State. So Saltonstall. It's that easy. You just have to click on it. This one says farmer. It should say Francis. Francis. Get it correct. There we go. Okay, here's this Moses Warren again. Let's change that one to Moses. Okay, and here's another one, Martha Saltonstall. Alright, I will go through and fix the other ones later. I think you've got the idea of how to fix those. The editing is really easy. You don't have to retype anything other than what it is, the one word that you're correcting. But I want to show you here, I'm going to save this to attach to this person. 1797 is the date. Right there. And I wanted to show you this add to source box. So let's go to next. And Dudley Saltonstall. We'll go to Commodore. I think this is his father that died in 1796. That's who this record is about. And now I thought it was this Francis, but she died before he did. So I figured out that it must be the daughter Francis. And Catherine is mentioned in this one. Joshua and Martha are all mentioned in these records. There's the Catherine right there. There's Francis. And there's Francis. And Joshua is down here, right there. Joshua. So those are the ones that are talked about in this record. Now Moses, because he's not family, he is not here. So we're going to say next. And that now attached that record to all of those people in the family. So I did find Moses Warren that was in that record. This is him. And so if I want to attach that record, I go to sources and I can say add source, attach from my source box. And it's this one, this New London probate record right here. So I click on that right there and I say attach right there. And I attach. Now one of the reasons I really wanted to attach that to this Moses, let me go back to this record, find it. Oh, there it is, right here. So I noticed that he was Moses Warren Jr. Anyways, I was looking to see if the Saltonstalls were over here, but I find this Chapman and let's see, here's Moses Warren Jr. is there, signing it there, and it seems like, I guess there's a Harris, Eunice Harris. Let me see. I'm pretty sure in here as I read it, I think I was reading it over here, but this is a record on Moses Warren and his family over here, and I'm not positive about that, but anyways, his name does end up here, and so I wanted to make sure that both of these records got attached to his name. That's how you can use your source box. Let me go back to myself. If you really need to use your source box other than when attaching a source, you can also, I think, you click on your name and you can get your source box right here. So you can do it that way too. And like, we'll go to mine. I have to go through there quite often. I don't even realize I'm attaching them. I have hundreds of them, and I have to go through, and I don't need them up there anymore. So I have another video on that, but I'll just start down here, 1812. I'll click on these and I can just say remove those. And that's how you remove records here that you don't need in your source box. I think that is the end of the video, but you never know, I might find something else and bring it up. But I think we are done for today with this video. So until the next video, enjoy your family history finding. Happy hunting!